Hey y'all, this is Jessie with the Two Sticks and String podcast. I have a co-host right now named Berlin. She's my house panther, and she's being snuggly today. So I'm going to enjoy it while I can. This is a podcast about knitting, crochet, cross stitch, and cats. Goodbye, co-host. Um, it's also sometimes traveling. It just depends. Right now during COVID, that's not happening too often other than just local things. We did happen to go to Raleigh since last time we spoke, so I will talk to you about that at the end. In the meantime, if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Instagram at ArmyWifeKnittingLife or ArmyWifeKnittingLife D-Stash. Come on guys, buy the yarn. I need it out of my house. You can also find me on Ravelry as ArmyWifeKnitLife or in our Ravelry group, Two Sticks and String. Just look for Petrillo the Owl and you'll know you're in the right spot. This is all about, it's a funny week for me, kind of. I was supposed to record last week a Progress Keeper parade or a Project Bag parade. However, neither happened. That is for a very good reason. We know I'm very open about my mental health here on this podcast, and I have said in the past that it's been a rough few weeks. This week was an adjustment week because I have officially been prescribed antidepressants, and so it has been a rough adjustment. They're working wonders, let me tell you. They're helpful. It's just, it takes a minute. You kind of feel like a zombie for the first few days, and your brain is kind of fuzzy, but I'm actually sleeping through the night for the first time in years, and there's just improvements all over. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm hoping that as we adjust, things will be more regular. But for right now, for like at least the next 2 or 3 weeks, as I'm still adjusting, extras are not going to be a thing. But that's unless I feel super up to it and have the energy, but right now I don't. So with that said, I am located in North Carolina. My husband is in the Army. We're stationed here locally after being in Germany for the past 3 years. This is just going to be a long intro and a recap for those that are new. Thank you for new viewers. Welcome back to old viewers. So, as I said, fuzzy brain. I am so happy you guys are spending some time with me today. I have some cross stitching, I have some acquisitions, some finished projects, and some whips. Plus, it is the end of the month, so we have goals to go over. So, first off, let's do finished objects, why don't we? So, the first one is my crochet shawl, pocket shawl, for my best friend's mother, who's my mother's best friend. We have on this, and this is just crocheted out of Karen 1 pound with a K hook. So, as you can see here, it's long. It does have pockets right here, and on the other side as well, right here. And then we have long fringe. It is most likely not going to stay this long. However, as you guys have seen, I crocheted the shawl before, and it went to this recipient's older daughter, and she's going to check out the fringe on it this weekend. If she likes it, then I will cut it short. If she doesn't, that's fine. We will leave it longer, or I can cut it shorter. That's the joy of leaving it long, is I don't have to rip it out to add longer fringe. So she'll see it, she'll let me know this weekend. Other finished objects, as you can see right there, those are my serious socks. Let me just go ahead and grab one for you. Both. So these are my serious socks from Nomadic yarns. Let me turn on this light so you can get a better idea of the color. There we go. This was the first sock. As you can see, it has the Progress Keeper from where I was last time. Whole new sock added after. These are on Alex Workshop Design sock blockers. This shop is still on break for COVID. I don't know if they plan on coming back or not. They've been on break for a while. My next pair of socks is the Fairy Tale socks, also from Nomadic Yarns. These are both a gift for my Aunt Tracy. And we have Alpaca Dumbledore. I love him. And in case you guys haven't seen this one closely lately, this is my acceptance letter for Hogwarts cupcake stitch marker. Both of these are from Simply Serving, as most of my progress keepers are. That was a terrible showing, so we're going to try that again. There we go. So that's 2 finished objects. These are on my Hamilton sock blockers. Again, from Alex Workshop Design. And then final pair of, well, final finished object is my Desert Vista Dye Works socks for the month. Boom. This is Heather in the Highlands. This sock was already done when I spoke to y'all last. This is the second one. These are the sock blockers from, I'm going to try and say, I just say Milagnedro. They're stunning. I adore them. Size large. Desert Vista Dye Works Zeon base, which is her sparkle. Oh, you can really see the sparkle there. I love it. I love it so much. Desert Vista Dye Works monthly sock club. In case you guys don't know, Desert Vista Dye Works is a dyer. She has this monthly sock club. She's done it for 7 years. This is her 7th year. And if you knit a pair of socks or mittens for an adult every single month, or just in a month, with her yarn, you cannot use anyone else's, not even for like contrast colors, then you can earn fun free things like a skein of yarn I'm going to show you later, and swag like pins or lanyards, key fobs, stickers, stitch markers, all sorts of things. And it's great. I enjoy it. If you get all 12 months, you get an exclusive colorway at the end of the year. I'm still waiting for my skein of it to come in, but my prize for 100 pictures posted on social media came in. That's what I'm going to show you later. So you get, like, if you do 100 pictures and you get all 12 months done, then you can get 1, 2, 3 free skeins of yarn during the year and mini skeins. So that's pretty nice. You just have to post pictures. You go to her Ravelry group, say you're interested, send her an email with your information. She'll write you down. If you get the first 3 months, you get a 30% off coupon to use in her shop. 6 months is a free skein. 9 months is another 30% off coupon, and 12 months is the free skein of yarn. Again, so it's a great deal if you like to knit socks or mittens. You just have to use like 50% of the skein, and you're good to go. So you could, in theory, just buy 6 skeins of her yarn, knit mittens or knit shorty socks for 50 grams, and you're good for an entire year. I, however, am not doing that quite yet, because if you'll see this little bin right here, that one, yeah, that's all of my Desert Vista Dye Works yarn that I own to this day. It used to be a full bin, you guys. That's a lot of yarn. And so I've done this for 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years now. And I've been working my way through it. Her yarn does take a long time to come in because she's so popular. So it's just, she's very upfront about it. She has a page on her website where you can track where she is with her dyeing schedule, so you can get an idea of when your skeins will be sent out. And I think that's great for a dyer to do, especially when you are more popular. So it's not, you don't feel like you're just waiting endlessly for your yarn to come in, and you're just hoping on good faith that it comes in. So I really appreciate it, and she's great. Her colors are beautiful. As we've discussed, I love the sparkle. So So I really enjoy doing it. And if you have any more questions, let me know. All of my socks are knit toe up with a fish lips kiss heel, typically on a 1 or 1.5, just depends on what needle is free at the time. And I have 27 stitches on each side of my needle. I knit magic loop. Does that answer all questions about socks? I think it does. Also, for these socks are for my mother, so they're a little bigger. However, my aunt has pretty much the same size foot. It's just a little longer than mine. So she gets the 27 stitches on each. My mother gets the 30 on each. And so my aunt and I both get 3x3 ribbing. My mom gets 2x2 ribbing. That's the only real difference. There's that. Also, if you guys saw my dress earlier, it's brand spanking new. It still has the tag on in the back. That's how new it is. I was so excited to wear it. I didn't bother taking it off. I tried it on just to make sure it fit. I haven't taken it off yet. But I'm excited because it has pockets. And y'all know how hard it is to find a dress with pockets. Pockets are a woman's best friend, and yet they never give it to us in our clothes. Anyways, that is so off topic. That should be in life updates, as I said before. Fuzzy brain. It's a thing. Sorry. All right. That is it for finished objects for me. So why don't we talk about whips? First whip is this. I have a toe cast on in the September Honey colorway from the Yarn Jar. Here is what their tag looks like. It's a 2-ply fingering 80/20 superwash. It's got 400 yards. I really enjoy Yarn Jar colorways. I think that her colors are brilliant. Her yarn is squishy and soft, and I absolutely adore it. These are also for my aunt. They're actually part of my goal for next month. I am just trying to get a little bit of a jump start because we're going to Charlotte tomorrow, and it's a 2.5-hour drive. So I need something to work on while in the car. So that's what I did for this, because this is more portable than my other whips that I have. So my other big whip is this. It's the only other one that I'm going to be showing because I haven't worked on my Find My Way sweater at all. It's hilarious because these past 2 episodes I have said, when I get this done, I'm going to work on this. When I get this done, I'm going to work on this. Not what happened at all. No. Because while I had said I wanted to get to the body on the other one, and I still do, it's just not going to happen this month. My brain is just not there with these antidepressants. I can't read a chart right now that has cables in it. Color work is a little different. And so I wanted to work on something that was for a goal that I wanted to get it closer to a finish for next month. So this is my soccer Tea Shrug. Last time y'all saw it, it was way down here. This is a Simply Serving Beekeeper cupcake. But yeah, I have made some decent progress. I am currently sitting at 35 inches for this. I need to get it to 42 before I do before I get to the next part of my pattern. I'll leave it at that. For those that are confused, I've gotten a lot of questions about this. The way this works, I'm in the middle of a row because I don't want my beginning of round marker to fall. But the way this works, this is my sleeve. I put it here. This wraps around the back. And y'all know that this isn't going to be all the way up there. But so pretty much this part is open. I'll show you guys it. However, currently it's stuck on my back. There we go. There's this big opening here. That's where your back goes. So I'm getting really close to a finish. I'm over halfway done on this. I'm very excited. So we're getting close. Yay. I would really love to get to the chart before the end of the month. I think it's doable because it's only 7 more inches and it's worsted weight. This is Karen 1 pound, both colors. The purple is their violet and this is their off-white colorway. I am using Knit Pro Zings in the US 9 5.5 millimeter needles, and it's just a 16-inch cord. They're interchangeables. So this is the green one. I really enjoy the pattern. This is going to my best friend. So the best friend, the best friend's mom, and the best friend's sister will all have a wrap type item from me when I see them in May. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really proud of that. I really want to get this done though before the end of the month because I'm participating in I Declare War on the Knit Picks and More Stash Down group page. And I've had 2 entries so far with my Demelza cowl, and I just finished that crochet pocket shawl. They both count because I declared war on DK and worsted weight projects. So I'd love to get a 3rd entry in to try and win a pattern prize. Will it happen? I don't know, honestly. We only have a few more days left of the month. But I'm going to try my hardest to get it done because that's one of my goals for next month. We're jumping ahead a little there. Okay, that is all of my whips for knitting and crochet yarn-wise. I am going to show you one of my cross-stitch whips. The other cross-stitch whip is my secret stitch, so I'm not even going to bring it up to show you. Just know that there's been good progress on it. This one, however, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it somewhat. But here's where I'm actually going to talk about it. Because on Instagram, the person that this is for is on Instagram. She's not on here. So this is my Ruth Bader Ginsburg pattern. It's for my sister. She adores Ruth Bader Ginsburg, as do I. We are very proud of her. However, my sister takes it to a new level. This is just my thread, y'all, just so you know. In fact, she got a Jeep a few weeks ago, and she has named it Ruthie in honor of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And so Ruthie has a Ruth Bader Ginsburg key fob for her. And there's RBG stickers all over it. It's a whole theme, and I'm living for it. But so this is going to be a gift for her, and it's the quote, "When there are 9." There in the pattern, there is also, I'm going to bring it up on Etsy just to show you. It's not the physical pattern, it's just a picture of the pattern completed. And this quote is important also. Is my needle minder, it says "Descent" on the top. The quote is important because Ruth Bader Ginsburg was asked, how many women will be enough? When will there be enough women on the Supreme Court? And she famously answered, "When there are 9." The interviewer asked her, well, isn't that a little much? I mean, what about the men? And she famously responded, there's been 9 men and no one's asked where the women are. Why can't it be the opposite? So that is a goal that we found important and worthwhile. And so this quote was really nice. I liked it. I found the picture. So there we go. That's what it will look like when it is done. It doesn't really show well on the photo, but those dots are on her collars here and here. These are just columns for the Supreme Court. It is from Steph X Stitch on Etsy, and she has a bunch of patterns. I love them all. I'm just using the called for DMC. Currently I'm working with black. I use a size 26 Bowen needle, and it's just on natural Ada that I picked up at Joann's, 14 count. That is all of my whips now. So we have some acquisitions to go over. I know that I am in the midst of stashing down. However, my hubs was talking to me the other day, And he has been wearing the sweater I knit from him in Christmas of 2019. It's green. Y'all have seen them. If you're longtime viewers, you have seen and heard about these sweaters that I knit for my parents, my husband and I, when we were going to spend Christmas in Norway and Sweden and Denmark, which we did. Had an absolute blast. Loved it. But he's been wearing it a lot lately because we are now so used to not having air conditioning in Germany that the air conditioning in our house makes us really, really cold. And it doesn't matter. Our house currently is 75 degrees. We are freezing. I have a blanket on my lap is how cold I am. And as you've seen, long sleeves, long dress. I like to be covered because it's cold. And so he wears it around the house to keep warm, and he says, I really like this sweater. It's very comfortable. It keeps me warm. Do you think you could knit me another? I mean, yes, of course I can knit another sweater for you. Thank you so much for asking. I was probably going to knit you another one without you asking eventually. Anyways, so I will gladly take you requesting a sweater. So I asked him all sorts of questions, whether he wanted a sweater that was warm like that one, or if he wanted a lighter weight one to wear in like the fall, early spring. And he said, no, I like the weight of this one. I had used Swish worsted on it in one of their green colorways. I couldn't tell you which one anymore. If you want to know, it's on my project page in Ravelry. And I said, well, what color are you wanting? Because, I have all of this acrylic yarn back here that I'd love to use for it. However, he said he wants red yarn. I don't have red yarn. Purely nothing against the color red, but my face gets red enough, easily enough, without any help. Red is not my color. I don't wear it for this reason, so I tend to not buy it. So I was like, well, okay, I said, you have two choices. You can pick a different color, or I can buy yarn in red for you. So he told me, go ahead and buy yarn, which still my heart loved it. Thank you. So I wanted to be economical about it. I looked at KnitPicks because they just had the email for Sweater 10 code. It was starting to go away for the season. And so I looked there first, of course. And there weren't any really good reds that I liked that came in a 100-gram skein. Because there's nothing against 50-gram skeins. But when I'm knitting a sweater, that's a lot of ends to weave in. And again, longtime viewers know I don't like to weave in ends. So the bigger the grams for me, the better. So I said, you know what? I will look just for price comparison, see what there is on webs that has a better red maybe. And if KnitPicks was going to be cheaper, I was 100% going to go with KnitPicks. However, when I was looking at webs, I found Malabrigo Rios, which I've used hundreds of times before. It's not like it's a new yarn to me, but Malabrigo has a webs discount on it. So if you don't know what that means, at webs, which is yarn.com in case you guys don't know, certain brands that they hold, if you spend over $100, you get an automatically applied discount. So he needed, I'm going to do the antler sweater for him, by the way. He needed about 7 skeins of whatever color I chose. So I was looking at Malabrigo because I had selected the red filter on shopping for him in worsted weight. Found Ravelry red. This is what it looks like. Obviously, I went with Malabrigo instead of KnitPicks because with the discount, Webs was cheaper with Malabrigo yarn than the KnitPicks yarn in their Twill line, which had the closest red that he was interested in. That was 100-gram skein. So instead of spending $140 plus shipping, well, KnitPicks wouldn't have shipping since their threshold is $65. But it was still $140 with taxes on Knit Picks. I got this for $130, including shipping prices. So, yes, I know it's not a normal thing to talk about money, but it was a great deal. I ended up with 9 skeins because that's all they had left in the color. And I was like, you know what, I'll just buy it. He can get something an accessory that matches out of the extra skeins. So, done talking about the money portion of it. I just thought I should let you guys know, yes, Knit Picks gets the rap for has the reputation of being the cheapest nice yarn out there that's not commercial. But look at Webs. That's all. That's the only reason I brought up the funds, because I would have never thought I could afford to knit a sweater in Malabrigo, and it ended up cheaper than Knit Picks. That's all I want to share. So there's a bunch of these skeins, and I can't wait to knit them up. Otherwise, I had said that I got my free skein of choice from Desert Vista Dye Works coming in. This is the Autumn Rainbow colorway, and it's on her Vista base, which does not have sparkle. It is just a regular sock weight yarn. It's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon. It is still self-striping though, and I adore it. This is a color that I got to pick. I'm waiting for the exclusive colorway to come in the mail though, and that's one that she designs only for the people that finish all 12 months. And then I had told you all about how we went to Raleigh last episode. We were going to go for that weekend. We did go. We had a great time at the History Museum. We spent most of the day there. The only time we left was for lunch. We took a quick stop at the yarn store locally because it's what you do when you're a knitter. I came out with 2 skeins. This one is Madeline Tosh DK in parchment, I believe is the colorway. We're going to double check that. Paper. It's paper, not parchment. It is going to be used for one of my cowls coming up in the future, I am sure. And then this is from a local dyer. She is called Super Stitchy. And this is the Biota colorway. And it's in Swirl Sock, which is a 2-ply fingering, 400 yards, 100 grams, 80-20 superwash merino nylon. And it's just a nice tonal green color. I know it kind of looks blue in that light, but it's green, guys. Trust me. That is all I have for acquisitions right now. I will say I did buy 2 other quantities of sweaters from Webs when I went on there because I saw the great deals that were happening. I got a fingering weight sweater quantity of Ravelry Red for me, so Hubs and I can match. And I got a fingering weight Malabrigo sock in Wales Road for a summer sorrel sweater. I have plans for them, and that was the important thing for me. And I'm really excited, you guys. Yes, it's a lot of yarn that's coming into the stash, but there are things that I have planned for. It's not like I bought without having any sort of thought. There is an assigned project for them all. So also the red sweater is going to be turned into the Morphling sweater, which is a colorwork sweater. It's not a Jennifer Steingass. I'm also looking at doing Garden Gate. Both have the same yardage requirements though, but I'm going to be using this white Regia right here as the contrasting color as my color work. So really excited about that. For life updates, we went to Raleigh. We went to the Museum of History, which is just the state's history. I didn't know that North Carolina had 11,000 years of history behind it, but they did. And we had so much fun. We learned about some everyday items that were invented here in the area, like Vicks Vapor Rub. And Pepsi is also a North Carolina invention. I have a Bella coming down here. Sorry, she's saying hello to me, but she doesn't want to come up. Do you want to come up, baby? Come here, say hello. There's my baby girl. Yeah. They also had they had a home that was used for 7 slaves that they lived in by themselves. They didn't know each other, and it was still standing up until, like, in the wild, out where anyone could see it, as far back as 50 years ago. And then the museum transplanted it into their museum floor for everyone to see, because it's just this one-room house, and it's amazing to think that 7 people lived in this tiny space. No bathrooms, of course, because they didn't exist at that time. There was a fireplace. There wasn't any separate bedrooms or anything. There was just space for 3 beds, a fireplace, and a table. And that was it. There's also an exhibit in the other home there, and they had wheels and knitting, and I will put pictures at the end of this podcast if you guys are interested in looking. I took maybe 30 or 40 photos. But my favorite part of the museum was they currently have an exhibit of toys from the 50s and 60s. And in case you guys don't know, which why would you? My mother was born in 59. And so I called her before I entered that exhibit, and I said, I'm about to see toys from your childhood. I'm going to take pictures and show them all to you. Hello, Bella. And she got a real kick out of all of them. There was easy bake ovens, there was a Mr. Potato Head, there was an original Barbie doll, which, whoa, I love Barbie. To this day, I think it's a fascinating thing. I like to see the holiday ones that come out and the special editions that come out. But it was really cool to see an original one in her little black and white swimsuit. There was something that shocked me was that I knew that things were gendered at that time, because things are still gendered to this day. But the difference between then and now is very striking. They had board games called What Do You Want to Be When You Grow Up? Or like Decide My Life type games. And there was a separate boy and girl one. And the options for girls for their jobs were teacher, secretary, nurse, mom, which mom is a wonderful thing, but it's not a career. And so that kind of irked me a little. But there were so few options for the women. And of course, there wasn't a doctor or a lawyer option on it either. Scientists, keep dreaming. So it was, you good? It was frustrating, but interesting to see how far we've come, even if there is still more progress to be made. And there was also a play kit that was right next to the Easy Bake Oven, because it was showing interactive toys from the time that you actually made something with. Gonna jump down. There you go. And the girls had the Easy Bake Oven. The boys had the atomic nuclear kit. This kit actually came with uranium in it. That would never happen now. Never. So it was really interesting. We learned about beach music, which is its own apparent subgenre of R&B and Motown. I didn't know it existed, but I enjoyed learning about it. And we had a great day. We really did. So that's kind of all that's happening. We're going to Charlotte tomorrow for the day. We're going to go to IKEA. We're going to go to the mall, eat some K-barbecue. Yay, I'm excited. Peep the boys. They love K-barbecue. We're going to have some bulgogi and some samgyeopsal, which is pork belly. Bulgogi is just like barbecue beef. I'm excited. We're going to have fun. And until I talk to you guys next time, do what makes your heart sing. For me, it's 2 sticks and string. See ya. Well, it is later the same day of recording. I am editing right now, and I noticed I did not go over goals. Yes, I did change because we went out and I might have, we went out to eat and I spilled something on my shirt, my dress. So I did not want to be wearing it. So I switched to a t-shirt that was light and comfy. So we didn't go over goals for next month, and that's my bad. Fuzzy brain. We've discussed this already. You know the drill. So let's go over what I met for March, and let's go over what I'm going to do for April. So for March, I wanted to finish the first chart on my Tea Shrug, which, as y'all can see, way past. I wanted to knit one pair of socks for my aunt and a second pair of DVD socks. I got 3 pairs in. I wanted to do 4 cable repeats on my Find My Way, which I also completed in the first half of the month. I wanted to cast on a cowl, which I also completed in the first half of the month. I finished the entire project. And then I wanted to start and finish my crocheted cowl for my best friend's mother, Miss K, my second mother. Y'all saw this episode. I got it done. Goals work so well for me, and I really do well with them. They help me when I'm not sure of what to do with my time or when I'm overwhelmed with the choice. I can see what goal needs to be worked on still, and I can get it done and focus on that. When I have more brain space, I go for the more complicated ones, and when I'm just exhausted or I have fuzzy brain, I go for the easier ones. So, April goals. Here we go. There are 5. I tend to do well with 5. Nothing more than that. I want to do 2 pairs of socks again, a pair of DVDs, and one for my aunt. And as you can see, I've already cast on the pair for my aunt. That's the September honey sock that you saw earlier. I have not picked out my colorway for April DVD socks yet, though. They will be coming. DVD stands for Desert Vista Dye Works. It's just faster to say DVD. I want to finish my Tea Shrug. We're getting pretty close. Let's hope. I've told y'all I have the goal to get it done by the end of the month of March. I'm going to try. If I don't make it, I have all of April to do it, but I'm going to get as close as I can before April starts. I want to separate for the sleeves of my Find My Way sweater, and as we discussed last episode, I am getting pretty close. There's probably only 3 or 4 cable repeats left until I get to that point. I also want to cast on the sweater for the hubs now that the yarn is in and he has expressed interest. I'd like to at least get it separated for sleeves this month. That would be really awesome. I don't know if it's possible. It's a top down though, whereas Find My Way is bottom up. I want to try for the separation for sleeves purely because like the second week of May, we're going to Myrtle Beach. And I would love to just have the yoke done. I'd like to try to get the sleeves knit before going. And so that way, when I'm in Myrtle Beach, when we have free time, I can just zoom around on the body, which can feel like it takes forever to get to. So that's kind of my thought process behind it. If I don't make it, that's okay. It doesn't have to be done anytime soon. It's April. We're in North Carolina. It's not going to be cold anytime soon. And then my final goal is to cast on a shawl. I have a whole list of them. I have project bags full of shawls. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. I want it to be like a one skein shawl right now just because that's all I can handle, honestly, at this point. So I might do like a harmony. I might do a changing staircases, a hitchhiker. I don't know yet, but I'm really excited. I have a few that I'm going to go through my bags of simple shawls, and I'm gonna just kind of put them in a drawer or something. I couldn't tell you what's in the project bags just by looking at them. It's been too long. I'm gonna kind of do like a lucky dip, just random grab bag one. I'm excited to see what'll happen. Those are my goals for the month. And sorry, this is going to be the very end, but it's here. I hope y'all enjoy. We will put pictures of the History Museum after this. So I hope you enjoy those photos and have a great day, y'all. Bye.